Hi, my name is Devon Pennick-Reilly. I'm a filmmaker and a creative arts facilitator. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to just make films all the time in my spare time. And then it sort of just expanded from there, and I decided that it's something that I just wanted to do full time. So I, right out of high school, went to a community college program with the lovely Claire Fraser. And we did the Screen Arts program together. It was a 2-year program. Right out of that, went to the Banff Center for Arts and Creativity and did a practicum there as a videographer. And then I decided I really like school and I miss it. So I decided to go back to school. So I came back here, and now I'm studying at NSCAD University because I just wanted to get more into like the directing aspect of filmmaking and like writing and directing. Now I'm just seeing where the wind takes me. And I work with a group called Art Bikers. So we go out to communities, we take our bicycles with these big trailers, and we put on free art programs for underserved communities. And it's just like really fun, and I just love like whimsical expressions of like magic and like what art can do, especially to kids who like need it and lack that in their everyday life. When I was growing up, I had ADHD and I'm dyslexic, so I found that doodling really helped me to like concentrate when I was listening to the teachers, but instead they would like just slap me on the wrist and say, "Devon, stop doodling." So it was always something that like from an early age I sort of considered like something I needed to separate myself from, and that it wasn't healthy and that it was me daydreaming. And then it wasn't until later, with like help from awesome supportive people and people that were just like me, that I realized like, oh, actually there's a place for this in the world, and like I can just like be myself and express my like weirdo personality, and like people like it, like instead of having to hide it. Both aspects of the creative world that I focus on relate to collaborative art making, which I find the most rewarding, because it's not just like a piece that I'm creating, and it's not just like my idea. It's like all these people banding together, and all of these like incredible creative visions have a place and a way to like express that. So like on a film set, it's like a puzzle piece, and it all comes together in this like beautiful mosaic of like all these different types of creativity having like a place. Like both my parents are artists themselves, which probably is why I'm like this. But yes, I grew up listening to the radio, and so having that on inspires me, like just listening to other people's stories. And it also makes me feel like I'm a part of the community when I put on the radio, especially like the local radio station or CBC Halifax, and just like hear what's going on and be like inspired by what's going on around me. And then also the main podcast I've been listening to right now is called 20,000 Hertz, and it's all about sound. I'm really interested in sound, especially when it comes to filmmaking. That's one of my like curiosities. This podcast just plays around with like the ideas of sound and how it can be manipulated and where it is in ways that we maybe don't notice it. The first advice I give is like just find like your own creativity. Like everybody has a different form of creativity in it. Like, you know, like what is creativity? It's hard to define. I would say it's just that feeling of bringing out like who you are, and I think it helps to find that like current inside of you and just like put it out into the world.